Hello everyone, my name is Ukil. I'm a Senior Vice President with ColorTokens. In terms of my role, I take care of customer success and alliances globally for ColorTokens. I have the privilege and honor to be speaking to Abdulla Kagalwalla, the Chief Financial Officer of California Bioenergy, and learn from him their exceptional growth, the challenges they are facing, and how he has managed to address, he and his leadership team, to address some of those challenges, and what role has ColorTokens played in that journey. Over to you, Abdullah.
Thanks, Raja. It's a pleasure to be here at ColorTokens office in Bangalore to chart out our continued partnership that has been established since 2022 and to chart the strategy for 2025 and beyond.
I have a few questions for you. While we have spoken about it earlier, but it will be wonderful to learn about your fascinating growth story and some of the operational challenges. Will be as you went through that growth, and you're still going through. If you could sum it up for us, it'll be wonderful.
For sure. So I'll take you back to the year 2019. The first quarter of 2019, California Bioenergy as a company at that point in time had 5 operating plants. And during that time, which is the first half of 2019, our company was working to build a host of new projects in partnership with some of the joint venture partners and also with our dairy farmer partners. We embarked on expanding and building plants in the third quarter of 2019. Our initial was to build an additional 17 plants besides the 5 that we had over the course of the next 2 years. And we had about 30 additional plants that were being finalized, not yet finalized, but being finalized at that time to be built over the same time period. And we started working on the new 47 plants here during the third quarter of 2019. CalBio Energy looked at it, and we looked at all the news that came out, and we decided that this is going to be a pandemic, so we need to make sure that our construction does not halt. And therefore, we took some very critical decisions in terms of pre-ordering everything and making sure that construction. And during the COVID time, because it was an essential industry, which is basically energy, we were allowed with a lot of safety protocols to start continuing building our plants. And we did that. And we went from 5 operating plants to about a little bit over 50 by the year 2022, and that all during the COVID time frame. So basically you see in 2 years we went from 5 to 50. That's about a 900% growth in the number of plants, and during a time of COVID. So the focus was really to get the plants up and running, and then take a pause, and after that really look at some of the other ancillary things that we need to do. And in this specific case was information technology and operation technology, right? We did implement some of the operational technology networks, SCADA networks, but those were very basic and minimum. And then we come here, fast forward to 2000 and towards the latter part of 2022, where we started internally assessing what are the next steps that we need to do in order to make sure that our SCADA networks, which is the backbone of the data that we get in order to operate our plants and also to measure production, which ultimately converts into revenues for the company, to take a deep look into it. And we started assessing, okay, which is the company that we need to partner with in order to ensure that our networks are strong, reliable, and at the same time protected from all the cybersecurity threats that we see.
You have always, as an organization, focused and had a razor-sharp focus on being resistant to breaches. Is that only driven by regulation, or is there something which goes beyond from a business impact perspective?
So I think it's a multitude of factors. Obviously, regulations, because we are in the energy sector in the United States, there are some regulatory protocols that we have to adhere to. But apart from that, it is a company philosophy that we need to be absolutely protected from cybersecurity threats across our data networks. We currently, as we speak right now, we have over 85 operating plants. We need to ensure our networks are secure. We need to ensure data integrity. We need to ensure a single source of truth. We need to ensure redundancy because data for us is very critical. Data in terms of making sure that the plants are operating efficiently, in terms of taking that data and converting it into what we call as various carbon credits, because we are a carbon mitigation company, right? For that, data is absolutely critical for us. So, and the need, Bioenergy has joint venture partnerships with a host of different companies. The need to make sure that we are living up to the expectations and the standards of our partners in terms of security across information technology and operation technology networks.
One of the questions I always wanted to ask you is you chose a partner for your cybersecurity and journey towards the second half of 2022. I'm sure you went through evaluating multiple technologies, partners, etc. But you chose us. Two questions I would have. One is a candid feedback from you. Why you chose ColorTokens, and how has been your experience in the last 2 years with us? Secondly, during the implementation phase, what are some of the things we could have possibly done better as an organization to align to your business goals? And third, your primary objective of ensuring business continuity or cyber resilience, the way you look at it, has that been fulfilled? How comfortable are you with the state of the affairs right now?
I think those are three very important questions, Raja. So I'll address them in three parts. The first is the selection of ColorTokens and what made us finally choose ColorTokens. Yes, we did look at various other companies within the space. And I was fortunate enough to be introduced to Rajesh, the CEO of ColorTokens, by a good friend of ours. And I had multiple interactions with Rajesh. I flew down to the ColorTokens offices in California. Rajesh flew down a few times. I met with a couple of other ColorTokens people. Besides the knowledge base that ColorTokens possesses, apart from the solution that ColorTokens has, what really got to me was the promise and of a partnership. You have vendor companies who come in and they implement a solution, and that's what it is. But what ColorTokens offered was a partnership, a true partner in ensuring that they bring their expertise and help us to address the challenges that we face. And not only to address the challenges in one instance, but to continue to work with us to ensure that we are always protected, right? And to be there for us, take into account a 360-degree view, the frankness, the openness, the ability for ColorTokens to let us know the truth as they see it, to help us to address those challenges have been highly appreciative and have been critical points for us. The ability to access the ColorTokens team at whatever point in the day has been phenomenal for us. So I think when you look at the initial part, it is the feeling, the overall view that ColorTokens provided, and the way to partner with a company to make sure that it achieves its objectives, to bring the kind of expertise that they have from across their organization to help us to achieve where we wanted to go, was really that helped me to go with ColorTokens, and obviously talking to some of the people within ColorTokens that are going to help us to implement, kind of sealed the deal. Over the course of the last few years, since, like you said, the last part of 2022 to now, as we speak out here, it was a challenging project, to say the least. And the reason was because we had so many diverse companies that were involved in the entire CalBio network. There were diverse protocols. The ability to first study all those things, the ability to interact with the various vendors, the ability to understand was highly critical, and to design a solution and to start implement the solution and be flexible. Because as we started implementing these solutions, there were things that we realized as a team that we had to kind of maneuver towards and kind of tweak those particular solutions. And ColorTokens did it, and they never came back and said it was not possible, or or this is something outside of the scope, or this is something. They just took it head on, and they made sure that we reached the end objective. So in that sense, ColorToken has been a wonderful kind of a partner. I would say it's not an outside vendor. I think it's just as an extension of an arm of Bioenergy. And that has been very comforting, even to this day, that ColorTokens have been working with us to implement that particular solution. And over the course of the last 2 years, the amount that we have achieved with ColorTokens, not only in terms of ColorTokens helping us to achieve our cybersecurity goals by implementation of zero trust, micro segmentation, making sure that both east-west, north-south traffics are protected. They are completely monitoring 24/7 all our networks, ensuring that we are safe, and working with CalBio on a constant basis to ensure that what are the next steps that we need to undertake for CalBio to sleep at night peacefully and not worry, because we have a partner in ColorTokens that is really looking for us in terms of our cybersecurity threats.
One of the questions which I have was, we speak to a lot of organizations in your peer group, right, as in renewable energy, as well as in the more classical energy sector. A lot of them are very skeptical about the complexity of an implementation which you have undertaken. Especially, we see a lot of gaps in the operational technology security side. So what would be your word of advice for them, and what are the some of the key learnings from the implementation you would want to convey to your peers?
I think there's always a fear. The ability for other companies within this space to take a challenge head on. The lack of kind of understanding about what really zero trust is. And I think so, a clear definition of what they would like to achieve. I can say for sure that at least I have interacted with some of the peers within my industry that were eagerly awaiting the entire CalBio transformation of IT, OT, and cybersecurity. And I think over the course of the last so many months, what I have talking to them, I've seen is that they have been highly impressed and amazed at what we together have been able to achieve, what ColorTokens has been able to achieve. I know during the journey, as we started strategizing and developing plans of how we were going to achieve this and implement it, there were people that were not sure that we would be able to achieve that. They were quite critical whether this could be achieved or not, but I'm happy to learn and to also say that those people have come back and said that it's amazing what you guys have done. And among all the companies in the space that we have seen, they say that you all have the best architecture and network security in place. So that's a testament to the efforts that have been put in by the ColorTokens team, working together with CalBio to achieve what we have achieved, to make sure our networks are secure. And obviously, as we sit here to plan 2025 as to what are the next steps that we need.
Final question before we summarize this conversation. Abdulla, talk us through how you foresee the future. I don't want to disclose what is your growth plan, but I know that you are on this phenomenal growth journey and that's not ending here. How do you see the future, as an organization priority? You spoke about business continuity, you spoke about growth, simplifying operations. If you could sum it up for us.
For sure, California Bioenergy definitely characterizes us as a high growth company. Going, like I said, again, from 5 operating projects to about 85 right now. That's 80 additional projects over the course of 4 years. Fully operational, running well. And as we move into the future, I think we continue to maintain a stance on making sure that we keep our growth trajectory on. And CalBio is definitely looking at maintaining its growth rate. In terms of information technology, operational technology, the security aspect of it, one of the things that we accomplished jointly, which was a goal, was to achieve a single source of truth. We want to leverage technology as an enabler, at the same time making sure that our entire technology infrastructure is absolutely safe. So 2025, I think, is going to be where we start again looking at the entire infrastructure, what we have achieved to date, and then the strategy is to leverage that particular infrastructure so that we can use it for what we call is implementing ML. We would like to move into the direction of AI, implementing AI, artificial intelligence. We are working in tandem with ColorTokens and other companies that we are developing our own internal ERP system that enables us to get the data, analyze the data, and be very proactive in terms of decision making that rather than reactive. So, and then to basically propagate the use of these technological tools across our organization to bring about more automation and really to bring about more proactive decision making.
If you wanted to take a moment to summarize your journey and some of the key takeaways which could benefit us and many organizations globally from your learning, it will be wonderful.
So Raja, in terms of journey, it's been when we started on this, we did expect a lot of challenges that we would encounter. With the help of ColorTokens, when we did the initial assessment where the ColorTokens team visited us and did an entire initial assessment, it was no surprise to us as to the challenges that we were facing. But what I appreciated about the assessment was the very upfront and unfiltered assessment of where CalBio was in terms of our security posture. And not only on terms of a security posture, but also on the terms of a network posture. Now, ColorTokens is a security company, but we relied heavily on ColorTokens also to enable us to update our entire network posture also. And working with members of the ColorTokens team on a weekly basis, addressing the various challenges that we had to address was very, I would say, smooth. Just for the fact that the ColorTokens team members were always open to addressing the challenges that we face. I don't think in the 2 years that I've worked with the ColorTokens force that I've ever come across a situation where they have mentioned that they can't do it. They've always come back, let's take a look at it, let's come back, and they've always come back, and they have helped us to implement and to arrive at a solution on those particular challenges. Even as we sit today, since morning, we have been looking at 2025, and so reassuring to, at least for me as a representative of Bioenergy, to see that ColorTokens is behind our back, watching everything, updating us on what are the things that we need to look at, what are the things that we need to address jointly, and making a joint decision in order to make that thing happen. So I think the 360-degree view that ColorTokens offered Bioenergy has been phenomenal for us in order to achieve what we have achieved. The continuing support that the team members offer has been phenomenal. Like I said, it's transitioned from being a partnership to really being an extension of CalBio. The camaraderie that is there, the ability to reach out to the ColorTokens organization when CalBio needs help. More importantly, the responsiveness time is phenomenal. Even if it's like midnight out here, we get an immediate response within 15 minutes, and tackle of that problem has been phenomenal. So I think I would say, to summarize, we knew that the journey was tough. We appreciated the candidness of ColorTokens team in letting us know the truth rather than filtering it. The engagement by the ColorToken team with our team to arrive at solutions to the challenges, never shying away or never communicating a challenge that they saw in order to address that, being there for us 24/7 as a partner even till this particular date. And this relationship, like I said, is much more than a partnership. And as we go into the future, helping us to ensure that we reach our objectives in leveraging technology to achieve CalBio's goals.
Thank you so much, Abdulla, for those wonderful insights. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. It's organizations like California Bioenergy which help us learn every day as we go through our journey with customers. We learn from each implementation and customer journey, and we make sure that we input those learning back into the product and our services. Customer first is ingrained in our culture. It's the first paragraph of our culture statement. So, we try to live up to that. The future looks very exciting. We wish to address business challenges of many more organizations and help them in their preparedness to getting breach ready. Thank you, everybody. And it was wonderful, Abdulla, once again to have spoken to you.
So thank you very much to the ColorTokens team.
Thank you.